a group of people that want to get rid of me.
Парни, мальчик внутри!
This is the moment police raided a paedophile's house to rescue a 7-year-old boy who was kidnapped.
The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorise facts you never use.
Do you ever get the feeling things are getting stranger out there? I'm your host Deciphra, and tonight we're decoding all things dark and twisted that the internet has to offer. Get comfortable and enjoy.
What's wrong, Michael? I don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. They don't want me here anymore.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Talk to me.
I can't talk about it over the phone. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just feel in my soul, only God knows, they could shoot me. They could stab me. They could frame me and say I overdosed you with drugs. They can do a lot of things.
Who could do this?
It's not the government. It's more than the government. But I don't know how to do it. I don't care. They can take me. I don't even care my life anymore. I just want my children to be okay. My angels.
After everything that's come out about the Epstein files this past year, could there have actually been something to this? Let me know down below.
People who were killed for knowing too much. Number 1. Dorothy Kilgallen. A journalist investigating the assassination of John F. Kennedy began uncovering inconsistencies in the official story. She interviewed key figures and hinted at a larger conspiracy. In 1965, she was found dead under suspicious circumstances, officially ruled an overdose. Her notes and work on the case mysteriously disappeared. Number 2. Gary Webb. An American investigative journalist uncovered a story linking crack cocaine sales in the U.S. to funding a CIA-backed war in Nicaragua. His Dark Alliance series caused outrage, but major media outlets attacked his credibility. His career collapsed. In 2004, he was found dead with 2 gunshot wounds to the head, officially ruled a suicide. Many still question that conclusion. Number 3. Danny Casolaro. An independent journalist was investigating what he called the octopus, a massive web of global conspiracies linking governments, intelligence agencies, and crime networks. In 1991, he was found dead in a hotel bathtub with multiple deep cuts. His death was ruled a suicide, but missing documents and witness reports suggest something more.
Digging into one of the biggest conspiracies ever, then suddenly gone? Yeah, that doesn't sit right at all.
As Japan's prime minister tries to stand, she suddenly looks unwell and is unable to move from her seat. Her aides rush to help, and it takes a moment before Sanae Takaichi can actually get up. Takaichi's office confirmed that she has a cold and had to cancel meetings with local Middle Eastern ambassadors. Now, being sick usually wouldn't make national news, but there are growing concerns in Japan about Takaichi's health. She's known for working very long hours and sleeping less than 3 hours a night, which fellow legislators have expressed reservations about. On social media, people have been urging her to slow down and take care of herself, especially ahead of a crucial summit with President Trump in Washington. The US's ongoing war with Iran could loom over their meeting next week, and Japan has a lot at stake. It relies heavily on Middle Eastern oil, making it especially vulnerable to supply shocks. So Takaichi is under enormous pressure right now as she navigates the biggest oil disruption in history.
Yeah, Japan's prime minister looks like she's carrying the stress of an entire nation on 2 hours sleep. That is not the face of someone having a calm week.
On July 7th, 2021, 23-year-old Chandler Halderson went to the local sheriff's office and filed a missing person report for his parents, 50-year-old Bart and 53-year-old Krista. According to Chandler, the two had gone to their family cabin in White Lake on July 2nd to spend the weekend. The last contact he had with them was a message from Krista writing, Made it safely, can't get anything through, and yes, it's packed. Going to White Lake today for the parade, and we'll come home Monday night/Tuesday early. Love you lots. It was Wednesday now, and the two had still not returned. Their phones were also going straight to voicemail, leaving Chandler with no way to determine their current whereabouts. Now, the simplest explanation was that they simply decided to extend their stay, and that they weren't able to inform Chandler because of the bad cell signal at the cabin, which was a known issue. However, this was completely out of character for them. Bart was extremely punctual and responsible, and Krista was on the verge of losing her job if she didn't return soon. Chandler was understandably worried about the safety of his parents. To make matters more complicated, they didn't go to the cabin on their own. Instead, they were apparently picked up by friends that Chandler didn't know about. Officers quickly began looking for the couple while Chandler reached out to local media, hoping someone with information on Bart and Krista might come forward. The most obvious place to look for them was the cabin, but when officers arrived at the location, they were surprised to see it completely empty.
Yeah, that whole story's got alarm bells all over it. From the last text message from the mum to the empty place and then mystery pickup from unknown friends, none of that feels right.
The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script. And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when you realise freedom was never going to be handed to you.
Yeah, do you think school really is about learning? Or is it designed to shape how you think before you enter the system? Put your thoughts down in the comments.
Things that used to look creepy.
Why do things that were meant to help people end up looking the most terrifying? We need to know who approved those designs and then never hire them again.
Oh, look at that!
Yes.
Jimmy!
Yes. Yes, we have all the spectaculars round here.
It's almost like Richmond Park.
Yes. Yes. That is the sort of reply you'd get from a townie. Now then, up here to get back on a sensible keel.
That clip has got an extremely weird vibe now. Just two guys joking, but knowing what we know now, it hits completely different.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi, happy? Just checking. Hi, Whoopi. How are you? Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. I'm wondering...
Who's hungry?
Really? Hungry? Yes? So, good. I was hoping you'd say that, because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza.
Have you ever wondered why the most powerful people in the world have acted like they've never seen a pizza in their lives before? In 2014, this was the viral moment of the year. But look closer at the language. Why is this specific food always used as some sort of prop? While the world was laughing at Harrison Ford grabbing a slice, they were missing the code that was being flashed in plain sight. From the Ellen stage to the Oscars, this wasn't about being hungry. It was about normalising a symbol. And it's just so strange that they all went on about it. If you go back to all the clips on interviews and talk shows, all they ever go on about is pizza.
Mad how something that once felt light and harmless now feels uncomfortable to watch. Context really changes everything.
This is the moment police raided a paedophile's house to rescue a 7-year-old boy he was keeping in an underground bunker. In September 2020, a man who called himself Loverboy Only captured the attention of the dark web. He had kidnapped a young boy.
Сравнив фотографии, пришел к выводу, что это действительно тот пропавший мальчик, которого ищут сейчас в России.
After disappearing on his way home from school, a full-scale search mission was launched. The link to Loverboy Only, or LBO, was made by American undercover operatives investigating child sexual abuse.
We weren't under the illusion that LBO would do anything but kill this boy. He'd been talking about that stuff for years.
A team of global investigators pieced together his identity using information found in more than 13,000 digital files. LBO was schizophrenic, they knew his brother's occupation, and his mother was killed in a car accident. That's how they found Dmitry Kopolov. Police raided Kopolov's house, but more than 50 days after he'd gone missing, there was little hope the boy was still alive. Then, a miracle.
Мальчик-то. Ну, это был неописуемый, конечно, восторг, это была радость. Многие офицеры, и даже в том числе офицеры спецназа, тогда плакали.
The boy was reunited with his parents, and Dmitry Kopolov was sentenced to 19 years in prison.
Yeah, stories like this are just grim, but at least they got to him in time, and they got him out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel. We're me and you together. I'm sorry.
I'm done with all this. I'm done with all this.
I'm done. I'm done.
How long are they there?
I can't.
Did you see it?
Yes, I was in there when he was doing it.
Why didn't you stop him?
I can't. He's too big.
The man in front of me is 19-year-old Casey crying and wanting to hug his father. Just a short while ago, he woke up to a sight he could never have imagined. His mother and older brother in bed, engaged in something unspeakable. In a state of shock, he ran out of the house and called 911 from a neighbor's home. Moments later, a police officer arrived at the scene and saw the father standing barefoot on the street.
I just walked in and found my freaking wife and her son having sex.
Okay.
I'm 100% serious. She's drunk as all get out. He was too, and he just left.
What's he wearing?
My daughter just lives right there. That's probably where he's at.
Okay, stay over here for other road.
The father told the officer that he had just returned home from work and was horrified to find his 45-year-old wife and 27-year-old son in bed together. Unable to process what he had seen, he ran out of the house barefoot. His wife was still lying in bed while his son hurriedly got dressed and ran to the other side of the block.
Crystal.
He left. And now she's sitting there and she's screaming, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I got cops in here tonight."
The officer called out to the mother several times, but there was no response. It was unclear whether she was asleep or unwilling to answer. Meanwhile, the father was outside, frantically calling everyone he knew.
He's drunker than shit, so I don't know if she was so fucking drunk, didn't know it, and he fucking raped her or something. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, just hang out here for a minute, if you don't mind, or in the garage so you don't get rained on.
At this point, the younger son, who had run to the neighbor's house to report the incident, came back crying. It was clear that the terrifying image he had just witnessed had deeply shaken him.
That's one of those moments you just can't unsee. Whole family dynamic just shattered, and the dad's probably mentally booking a one-way trip off the planet.
Creepy Real Photos That Keep Me Up at Night Part 78. This photo was posted to Reddit with the caption, "Yesterday afternoon while driving home, I noticed something in the window of an old abandoned building in my town. Honestly, I thought it was a Halloween decoration and decided to take a picture since it looked creepy. Right after taking the photo, I began driving again and looked back at the window. It was gone, as you can see in this photo. I've driven back to the building 3 separate times since, and nothing has been in that window. The windows are very tall, too tall for a person to be able to see out of the very top. So, did I see a ghost?" Follow for more creepy real photos.
That's one of those photos you stare at for way too long. The more you look, the worse it gets.
Things that are scarier at night.
This little song, run, rabbit, run, rabbit.
Run, run, run.
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 The swimming pool one definitely freaked me out the most. Something about dark, empty water just feels like there's something in there you're not meant to see.
I didn't know this. Oreos, bro, are satanic.
What? In what way? What the fuck?
Yo, check this out.
No way, you're gonna ruin Oreos.
No, this is going viral. So there was this person, and they study symbols. This guy studies like symbols and religious symbols specifically.
No way.
So check this out, bro.
No way.
So this is viral, fam. This is viral. So the cross on the Oreo, is a satanic cross. This is a satanic cross right here. So you see the top like this?
Whoa.
And then so they're saying like you know the Freemason compass?
Yeah.
It's also this part of the Oreo, like the triangle. Now this is where it gets even crazier. The word Oreo. What the fuck does that mean, bro? What the fuck does Oreo mean?
What does it mean, bro?
Where'd they come up with that name?
I don't even know.
Chips Ahoy? Chocolate chips, right?
Yeah.
Oreo, what is that? Word Oreo originates from an ancient Greek and Egyptian term, Oreos, and that is an Egyptian serpent that people used to worship.
Do you think there's actually something hidden in plain sight, or are we just connecting dots that were never meant to be connected?
You will not have a mirror in the bedroom where you sleep anymore.
Why do you not like mirrors?
There are lots of reasons. When you look back at Victorian morning period, specifically, you stop your clocks, you cover your mirrors. And why? Because you don't want the spirits to get trapped.
Trapped where?
In the mirror. It's believed it is a vortex that things can come through and things can get trapped in. If you are in a dark room and you're looking in a mirror, if you look long enough, it is said that you can see things moving on the other side.
I've heard this.
And once you know that those things are there, they will notice you.
Oh shit.
I had a bed that had a mirror on the headboard. I laid down to go to sleep, but I woke up because something slapped me across the face. I was alone.
You think something from the mirror?
I mean, I don't know where else it would have come from. You let something slap you across the face and wake you up and find out.
Yeah, after hearing that, I'm suddenly not loving the idea of a mirror sat there at 2 a.m. quietly holding demons to another world. Things are definitely getting stranger out there. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one.